Good morning, this is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Glenn Myers on 107.1 WTJN. Saturday morning programming is brought to you by Outlook Financial Center. And getting underway right now, the mains are... Getting underway right now, it is the Mayor's Report, and with me is Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
The Mayor is here, and it's good to see you, Clint. It's good to see David. It's good to listen to all the listeners out there to hear what's going on in Troy, Ohio, USA. And boy, it's February.
It's February, and we've had temperatures, a 70-degree temperature swing in the past, where we were Wednesday of last week. Up until Sunday was a 70-degree spread. We had like 6 inches of snow on the ground last Friday, and by Monday it was almost all gone. I'm not sure what time of the year it is. The groundhog didn't see a shadow, and it's supposed to be an early spring.
And his batting average isn't very good.
It's like 20%.
We've been an up and down roller coaster ride in January, and I don't know, hopefully February will be a little bit different. I don't know. We'll wait to see. But if Punxsutawney Phil is accurate, then we'll have an early spring. However, his batting average is not real good.
And, Mother Nature is going to throw at us what she's going to throw at us.
Yep.
All we can do is be prepared. Yeah, deal with it and be prepared. You had your first council of February.
Absolutely. February 4th, council did meet, had everybody present for that meeting, and that was good. We did have actually 2 resolutions that we did act on, and then we had an ordinance that I'll talk about a little bit later. But the resolutions that we had are pretty basic resolutions, and they were adopted last night, 9-0 votes. But one was for the cemetery department, cost not to exceed $81,000, and it's for a multi-use compact mower. It has a different variety of uses that the cemetery will use. Could be used if we have weather events or things like that. So it has extended multi-use, and it's something that's needed at the cemetery.
It's something that would come in very useful throughout the entire year.
And it was budgeted, so so we'll move forward with that purchase. Also, we had the recreational trail resurfacing project. Now, this is one of those things. Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission really looks at transportation in a variety of different ways. Recreational trails fit that. And so through federal government funds and grants through the MVRPC, we're able to get some of the money back. But this is a $210,000 project to do from just the Troy portion of the recreational trail resurfacing. And it's been a while since we've really looked at that. We've taken a drive-through down that way and know where we need to shore up things on the recreational trail system. And again, that passed 9-0. Those were our 2 resolutions. We did have one ordinance on the agenda. However, the public hearing is not scheduled until February 19th, and that will deal with a rezoning going from an M2 to a planned development project. It's on Peters Avenue. We'll talk more about that as we get closer, but that moved to a second reading due to the public hearing that'll be taking place. This is something that has been moved forward with the Planning Commission to full council.
All right. Now, I know John Swazier, he got up and spoke with on behalf of Activate Troy Partnership, which that is what has come out of America's Best Communities.
Absolutely. One of the goals we had in America's Best Communities that we set was to look at our downtown along with our river, and we call it the downtown riverfront
the corridor?
Yeah, the corridor initiative. The corridor, thank you. I was looking for that word, but I was going to get initiative in there because it's continued. It's one of the things that when we formed a steering committee with America's Best Communities, when we got done and found out we weren't going to make the finals, but we still saw value in that initiative, then we formed an Activate Troy partnership. Now, a lot of people wonder, what is that? Well, I've said for many, many years that what makes Troy so special is our partnerships, our relationships with each other. Well, Activate Troy Partnership pretty much represents all the factors that make Troy what it is today. It has the Main Street Board, it has the representatives, it has representatives of Troy Foundation, it has representatives of the Troy Chamber, Development Council, City of Troy, those people who are entrepreneurs in our community.
Truly the powers that be.
The people, the movers and the shakers,
yeah.
The doers, as I've often called or referred to, they have met on a regular basis and have, I think, demonstrated to the public what we see are ideas that came out of the MKSK study, which we asked, everybody put money in the pot, and we asked them to look at Troy and what could we do for the future and the vision. John Swayzer last night at council meeting gave a report. He represents City Council on the ATP, Activate Troy Partnership. We refer to it as ATP. But did a really nice job of showing where we are today, where we have become from the America's Best Communities, and they work very hard. Again, these are all individuals who work hard in the city of Troy. They're the doers, but they also are the visionaries for the future. And really trying to keep the downtown vibrant, number one. Use the river as a treasure, which they have done. Look at Water Street and what we can do alongside of the river. And I think we have entrepreneurs that are demonstrating that on Water Street with some of the housing, the building, the apartments, So that Treasure Island and how that is expanded to be a very positive regional asset, as well as Troy assets. So John Swayzer is to be commended. He serves that board religiously and made a presentation to kind of bring everybody up to date on who's represented there and what the vision is.
Now, I want to add just a little tidbit of information to that because you're talking about what's been happening that makes Troy attractive, really, and what's going to draw people in from the outside. I have a friend of mine, her and her husband have a very, very large, beautiful house up in Sydney. And she called me the other day and wanted me to gather up some information for her because her and her husband would like to move downtown to one of these apartments that are being finished off in the downtown. That just really sounds attractive to them, to be down with the restaurants, and they love downtown Troy, and to be right in the middle of it all, that's what they're looking for.
And to have Herons coming downtown Troy will also be an asset, and housing is becoming take a look at, because right downtown you have all the activities, recreation, cultural,
absolutely,
and downtown shopping, and so that is part of the vision for the future, and we're growing it. And they've even members of the Activate Troy Partnership have even taken road trips to Findlay and Hamilton to see what they're doing, because they're pretty visionary and forward thinking.
Well, and a lot of these downtowns are kind of following the same suit that we are, and they're taking advantage of the second floors and doing what they can to revitalize their downtown. When you look and see our very high occupancy of our businesses that we have, and now we have people wanting to move to the downtown, I think it's great.
And you know, the media has picked up on that. We see sites of the downtown, the circle of downtown, and we also see the courthouse. You know, people are really seeing the power of what our look is and what we're trying to do, and we're finding out we're doing some pretty good things to move us forward. And obviously, people around the state are starting to see that with the honors that we're receiving. But we'll keep moving forward, and John Swayzer is to be commended to be a member and to do a nice presentation to full council last night.
Well, that team is doing an incredible job. Now, Richard Bender was approved for the Loan Review Committee?
Yeah, Economic Loan Review Committee. Many people know the name Richard Bender. He's been a long time part of the United Way here in Troy, but I want to tell you he's now the Chief Financial Officer of our newly formed Miami County United Way agencies.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And what we were looking for is bringing people on board to that Loan Review Committee that has a breadth of experience. He certainly has been involved with lots of agencies around the Troy area and now Miami County area, so he brings a wealth of experience. He certainly, in his banking background, he brings financial look into that Loan Review Committee. So he was approved 9-0 by our City Council to be appointed to that position. I should say the late Jack Baird was on that Loan Review Committee. When he passed, we needed to find somebody that could fill the unexpired term, which goes December 31st of 2019. And Richard was quick to say, I'll help.
Well, when you find the right person for the position, you get him in there.
So we thank him for his saying yes to the appointment and for the council to approve that appointment.
All right. Now, we've got another holiday coming up, President's Day, so that's kind of going to offset the next council meeting.
Absolutely, and that's Tuesday because the 18th is President's Day. So we don't have, the city offices are closed, and so we move our council meeting back a day to the 19th of February. I already told you we'll have a public hearing on that evening. But beyond that, a lot of people need to think our trash and recycling, and this is one of those days on Monday. If you have a Monday trash recycling pickup day, put your stuff out on that 18th, Monday the 18th, because we will be out there picking up trash and recycling.
Holidays don't delay that anymore unless it's Christmas or New Year.
That's right. Only 2 times will we back things up a little. But this is something you need to put on your calendar. 2 reasons. 1, if you're interested in council, move it back a day because it'll be 7 o'clock on the 19th at City Hall. And then 2, if you have a recycling trash pickup day on Monday, the 18th, make sure you get your trash out there.
Set it out because it is not delayed.
Absolutely.
All right, and no one will need to worry about delayed trash until we see flowers, swim in a pool, and then it snows again.
There you go. Boy, you've covered the calendar.
Well, just a few things that you watch for after all that. Then you start thinking about when to delay your trash.
Just remember your day to put your trash out.
All right, Mayor. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add in this morning?
No, other than, again, I'd like to try to thank Troy Community Radio for all you do to promote our community in a real positive way. We have done some, certainly we can always improve, and that's why the ATP is working to improve.
Oh, for sure.
But also, we have done some really fine things as partners, making things happen for the future of Troy.
And we look forward to see what the future has in store for us. It's all good.
I would like to think so. Thank you very much, Clint.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Michael Beamish, this has been the Mayor's Report. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN.